The Tata Safari, it's a proper icon and it had been resurrected now with a monocoque chassis. But that doesn't mean it's lost any of its adventure capabilities. We are taking these safaris on a proper adventure to the Gir National Park and to the Blackbuck National Park. And it's not just the Evo India team, we've got a lot of safari customers and owners here as well, soul members who will be joining us on the drive. Welcome to Evo India, it's time to reclaim your life. We flagged off from the Lemon Tree Hotel in Ahmedabad, and from there, it was a 370km long drive to Gir. We had a total of 4 safaris en route. The Evo India team was leading the way in the safari adventure persona, followed by the owners in their safaris. The Tata Safari is an incredibly capable mile muncher. It covers ground so easily. Yesterday we drove 16 hours from Pune to Ahmedabad and it was absolutely stress-free. It was super easy. And today we've got another 8-hour day ahead of us, and yet again completely unfazed because the Safari is just so comfortable. There's a couple of things that make it such a good car to drive over long distances. First, I would say the engine. It's such a powerhouse. This 2-liter diesel motor is so torquey, it's so powerful that it gets you up to triple-digit speeds in no time. On the highway, you can cruise comfortably and it doesn't feel strained even if the car is loaded up. We had 5 people in the back yesterday, camera equipment, luggage, and at no point did the engine feel strained. Put it in sport mode and it will pull hard. The second thing that I think really stands out about the Safari is the ride quality. This car has incredible ride. I mean, obviously it's got that Omega Land Rover derived platform, and Tata's engineers are geniuses when it comes to chassis tuning. So over Indian roads, over typical bumpy Indian roads, the Safari rides phenomenally. It deals with bumps, it deals with potholes, nothing really phases it, and that's a big strength on the Safari. And I think it's also got a mental component to it. You can just drive around the country absolutely not worrying about what the road conditions are. In most other cars, you're going to worry, will my car deal with what's to come? And in the Safari, that's not a thought that will ever occur to you. Good roads, bad roads, no roads, doesn't matter. The other thing that makes the Safari such a capable long distance mile muncher is the fact that the cabin is so comfortable. You've got these nice wide seats, you've got your infotainment, Apple CarPlay, playing your tunes, you've got nice automatic aircon, all of that is sorted in the back seat. They've got captain seats, so there's really nothing to worry about for the passengers either, and it all comes together to be a very comfortable car. But you know what I think the best part about road tripping in a Safari is that people just get out of your way. It's got such an imposing face, it's so big that people just move out of the way, and when you've got 4 of them in a convoy, you're like Moses in the Red Sea. I love being lead on this convoy. That evening, we headed out to the Gir National Park for a jungle safari. The biggest draw at Gir is the Asiatic lion, but there's a lot more animals and wildlife to be seen. We've been in here for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and so far we've seen deer, we've seen owls, we've seen a number of animals and birds. We've seen some cool stuff actually, but we haven't seen any lions yet. However, just as we were on our way out of the park, we saw one, a large male that approached us and passed right by our vehicles. For day 2 on the Reclaim Your Life drive, we headed to the Blackbuck National Park.
Day 2 wasn't as long as day 1, some 5 hours and 250 kilometers of driving, but we still got to it early and hit the road.
So it's day 2 on the Reclaim Your Life drive with the Tata Safari, and today was actually a very exciting morning because we took our safaris properly off-road. There is one trail. It's the trail leading from Sasangir to the Kankai temple, and that road, that particular trail, you are allowed to take your private cars into, and it cuts through the forest. It's along the same roads that the Jeep safaris go through. So we figured this out and we took our safaris in there, and what a brilliant experience it was. First of all, the road is not even a road, right? It's a proper trail through the forest, which means we got to really experience the capabilities of these safaris. These safaris are cars that are meant to go off-road. They are proper SUVs that are meant to take on the rough stuff, and that's exactly what we got to experience. We put it into rough road mode. Rough road mode essentially tunes the electronics on the car, so your traction control, your ABS, your ESP, they're all tuned to deal with low traction surfaces, makes it a little safer, make sure that you have a little more traction, and it makes it a much more pleasurable, much more easier drive in that sense. After we headed out of the national park, we've set course straight for Velavadar. This is where the Blackbuck National Park is, and that's where we're going to be taking our safaris into the park. That's going to be super exciting. So far, it's been smooth sailing, all 4 cars, everybody's having a great time behind the wheel. The roads in Gujarat, they're surprisingly good. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere, and yet we've got smooth tarmac for the most part. It's really, really good roads. I'm really impressed with the infrastructure here. It's a great way to enjoy the safari because you've got a good mix of conditions. You've got these smooth tarmac roads, you've got some bumpy roads, and then you've got trails like we were just on this morning. And that really gives you a really wholesome experience of an SUV like the Safari. So here we are now in the Blackbuck National Park, and this place is absolutely unbelievable. Very different from Gir. This is not a forest. This is a grassland, and it's just grassland for as far as the eye can see. There's absolutely nothing sullying it. No mountains, no water bodies. There are a few small ponds here and there, but it's just grassland and grassland and grassland. And the animals here, the blackbuck is obviously the most common one, and you can see them all over the place. In fact, we found a lot of them crossing the road right in front of us. It's a surreal sight. This whole, I don't know what's the collective noun for deer or blackbucks, this flock of blackbucks. I know I have said something really stupid there, but it's okay. So this whole group of blackbucks just crossing the road in front of us, it was quite a sight. And blackbucks aren't the only animals you can see here. There's hyenas, there's fox, there's wild cats. We haven't seen any of them today. They're fairly elusive. There's wolves as well. All of these animals are fairly elusive. But the blackbucks, you can see them. And that's what you come here to see. They're majestic animals. You know, you can tell the male from the female with their antlers. And it's really, really beautiful. Most national parks don't allow you to drive your car into the park premises, but with the Blackbuck National Park, you actually can. It's 800 rupees. You pay it at the entry gate, and you can drive your own car through the park. There are obviously rules. There's a guide chaperoning you, and you can't get out of the car. You can't do anything of the sort, but you will see animals from your car. Like right now, there's a blackbuck right there running beside the car. Absolutely beautiful. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what you can do in the safari. And taking a safari in the safari, that's bucket list stuff, isn't it? If you own a safari, you want to go on a safari with your safari, and that's exactly what you can do at the Blackbuck National Park. Just look at that. Wow.
In the span of 60 years, for the first time I am doing this. That too is such a beautiful car.
It was a great experience. I had first time, and I also seen the first time in India as well, that we drove a car inside and see the wildlife.
I never done this before in my life, so this was a beautiful memory with me and my wife.
Was fantastic because we get to know about the people, the thrilling adventure. The ride was full of adventure. We drove all the way from Ahmedabad to Gir Then from Gir to Blackbuck, it was full of fun. And even though the road was ups and down, but we never felt the jerk even in the safari. That was the most fantastic part which we really experienced.
That's it for the first edition of the Tata Safari Reclaim Your Life drive. We've really gotten out of the mundaneness of our life and lived a bit of adventure. We drove from Ahmedabad to the Gir National Park. We saw lions there. Then we drove to Blackbuck National Park and we went for a drive off the national park in our own cars over here. We really got back in touch with nature and our sense of adventure. This is really what it means to
Reclaim your life!